أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone once again. Today is our fourth live Quran learning session, and in this session, inshallah, we will be learning Surah Al-Ikhlas. If you would like to watch our previous sessions on Surah Al-Falaq, Surah Nas, or Surah Fatiha, you can find them on the channel, and they follow the same teaching style and will help you build consistency, inshallah. Once again, I would like to mention our approach today will remain exactly the same, using our four-step method, in which we have step 1 where we recite the surah, step 2 is the Tajweed breakdown, step 3 will be the spellings, and step 4 will be the final recitation with correction. I will be conducting these sessions frequently, inshallah, starting with the short surahs and gradually moving to the longer ones. And I will try to conduct these sessions every other day. So stay tuned and keep learning, inshallah. So without any delay, let's begin our today's session, and let's move to our step 1. I would like you to listen carefully the recitation, and inshallah it will help you to understand most of the rules which we previously have discussed. And I will also mention, inshallah, again all these rules. Just a second, I'm checking some settings. Okay, without further delay, let's study. Inshallah, let's start. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. One more time. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. صدق الله العظيم. As usual, the first session is quite short because here is just I'm reciting and you're listening my recitation. Now, we are moving towards the step 2 of our session, which is the rule breakdown ayah by ayah, inshallah. I will try my best to explain each and every single rule in detail, inshallah. And if you have any question during the session, you can comment me in the chat, live chat, and I will get back to you, inshallah, with the answer. I'm just taking a while and then inshallah we're starting. So let's get started. So first of all, in Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, let's see what we have to do. So we have to be very careful when reciting ha, which is from the middle of the throat and is from the halqiya letters. So all the halqiya letters will be highlighted in green for your convenience, so you know these are the halqiya letters, and especially the middle throat one, ain and ha. Okay, so you have to focus on these two specially. So when we say Bismillahi, we make this lam of the word Allah light because there is a kasra before it. So if there is a fatha or dhamma, we make this lam in the word Allah heavy. And then this ha is from the lower part of the throat connected with the ra. Ra is heavy as it's containing fatha. Then we have letter ha. Ha is from the middle of the throat. We will read meme by stretching because of the vertical harka. So simple harkat, fatha, kasra, dhamma are our short vowels. But vertical harkat are our long vowels, where we read by stretching them up to one alif. Then this noon is connected with the next ra because it's having shadda, and ra is heavy because of the fatha. Ha again is from the middle of the throat. Ya is madda because ya itself is sakina, is in silent state, and before ya sakina you have kasra, which makes this ya madda. So we stretch the madda letters up to one alif. And then meme is silent. So here we will apply madde arid, where we will stretch up to 3 alif instead of 1. If you want to know about more about the madde arid, you can check my previous sessions. I have discussed everything in very detail, and if you like to me to repeat it again, then inshallah I will do. Now let's move to our first ayah of Surah Al-Ikhlas, which is starting with قُلْ قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. So same I have explained in Surah Nas and Falak that this qaf will be heavy. Today I will show you inshallah from where qaf is pronounced, so it will be more clear. So this qaf is from the musta'aliya letters. These letters are heavy under any condition. Here I have a picture, and through this I will try to explain the makhraj or the articulation point, or you can say the exit point of letter qaf. And here I will show you, although they belong from the same family, lahwiya letters, but there is a difference in their pronunciation. So when you read a qaf and when you read kaf, you have to make this difference clear, which I will be inshallah explaining shortly. And let's see their makhraj or the exit point. So when it comes to qaf, this heavy one, this qaf is pronounced from the back or the root of the tongue. This point or this part of your tongue from where the tongue is attached in our mouth is called root of the tongue. Okay, the attachment point of the tongue in our mouth is called root of the tongue. So when this root of the tongue touches the palate, this area above in our mouth is called palate, and it's again further divided into two parts: soft palate, which is more toward the throat, and the hard palate, which is more toward the teeth. So when our root of the tongue touches the soft part of the palate, RF is pronounced, which is quite heavy, and voice seems to be falling in the throat when you say this. So because this origin is as soon as the throat is finishing, your root of the tongue and upper palate are starting, these 2 points. So that's why it seems. And most of the student, they are confused in the pronunciation of qaf because they think kaf is from the throat, but kaf is not from the throat. So when it comes to qaf, I'm repeating again, it's from the root of the tongue when it touches the soft part of your palate. This area above is called soft part of the palate. And when the same root of your tongue touches the hard part, little bit forward in your mouth, okay, hard part of the palate, kaf is pronounced, which is very light and simple. So this dotted one is rf, and without the dots, this one is kaf. Rf, kaf. Rf is more towards the throat, voice is falling in the throat, and this kaf is more towards the teeth. So try to make the difference very clear. Qaf and kaf. qaf and kaf. So what happens if someone, while reciting the Quran, they interchange them? Then it affects the meaning of the Quranic words, and one may fall into lahne jali, which are the clear mistakes which change the meaning of the Quranic words. I hope this is clear. And if you want, you can check my video on makhraj al-lisan, the tongue, in which I have explained all the lahwiya letters and all the tongue letters in very detail. 7 categories I have explained that. And when it comes to the name lahwiya letters, because these letters are next to the lahwatul halak, this part of the halak is called lahwatul halak, and they are just next to it. That's why the name after their origin, lahwiya letters. Qaf and qaf are called lahwiya letters, and they are from the makhraj al-lisan, from the tongue. Now let's go back to our surah, and we will continue inshallah the tajweed breakdown. So in the first ayah, as I have mentioned, qaf is from the root of the tongue when it touches the soft part of the palate, and it's quite heavy, so never make it light. Try saying qul, qul, qul. The next word is ha, which is from the lower part of the throat, and it's simple. And this waw is having fatha, which makes this lam in the word Allah heavy. In the tajweed breakdown of Bismillah, I've explained this, that if you have the kasra before the letter lam in the word Allah, I'm just speaking specifically for the word Allah. So if this is the case, you will make the lam light. But here we have fatha, so now it's a time to make this lam quite heavy. So we will say huwallah, huwallah, full mouth, huwallah. And we will stretch the lam also, because we have a vertical fatha, which are your long vowels. Qul huwallah. And then again ha is simple, hu. Qul huwallahu ahad. Now this ha is from the middle of the throat, and you have to try to pronounce it from the middle of the throat, because if you don't do so, it will change itself with this ha, and the meaning will change as well. So you have to say ahad, ahad. This sound which you just hear is called echoing, and these letters from in which the ayahs are ending here, of ayah 1, 2, 3, and 4, these are qalqala letters, bouncing letters, or echo producing letters. So we have 5 letters of qalqala: qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. And the meaning of the word qalqala is movement. There should be some movement in the maharij, or the exiting points of the letters, when pronouncing these letters, such as the sound echoes. What is echo? Echo is basically your reflection of the sound. So when you recite, when you read these qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal, and if they are sakin, means that they are silent, and coming especially when you are pausing at the end of the ayah, and they are at the end of the ayah, so you can hear that echoing in the sound. Okay, you can hear that reflection of your sound. Once again, I will explain. These are the qalqala letters: qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. So when you say the word ahad, ahad, so there is a echo in the sound. So when the qalqala letters are sakina, meaning they are containing the sukun sign, like this, here in the third ayah you can see, or we make them sakina because we have to pause, then the qalqala will be more clear. And I have explained in my last lesson, about the qalqala letters, that there are 3 levels of qalqala. There are 3 levels of echoing of the sound. And these are: your qalqala is weak, and it can be strong, and it can be strongest. It depends where the qalqala letters are appearing. If they are in between the word, then the qalqala will be weak. And if they are at the end of the word, and you have to pause like this in Surah Ikhlas, ahad, like this, or samad. Then the kalkala will be visible but not that much prominent. And if they are at the end of the word, like, and you have to pause, and they're containing the shadda, tashdid sign, then the kalkala will be strongest. Okay, so let's go over it one more time. Although I have explained very much in detail in Surah Falak session, but I will explain here again what are the kalkala letters. Qalqala means an echoing sound. What is echoing sound? Means the reflection of your sound, bouncing of your sound. When the letter is sakina, silent. And this silent, this sakina, the letters when they are silent, it means that they're containing sukoon. Their sound is paused. We don't remove them like the English silent letters. For example, when we say knife, in writing we write K, but in reading we don't mention K, we just exclude it. Okay? So when it comes to the letters which are silent in English, so English silent are different, but when it comes to Arabic, when I mention the letters are silent, I mean they are containing sukoon sign. Their sound is paused. They are not having fatha, kasra, dhamma. Strength of that equi change depend on where the letter comes. So as I have mentioned, there will be weak kalkala if they are between the word like this, yaqdaru, at'amahum, naj'al. Okay, and kalkala will be the strong, not the strongest, sorry, when they are at the end, like ahad, falaq, khalaq. Okay, it's clear, audible. Okay, and kalkala will be the strongest when it's containing the tashdid sign. Okay, and they come at the end and they are in the pause situation. So here, let me read your question. Okay. Waiyakum. Jazakallah to you also. So if you have any question, you can comment again and I will inshallah clear this concept. So yes, the sound will the sound will be bouncing when you say the word ahad. And similarly in Surah Falaq, if you want to practice qalqala more, you can check that session also. And in that session, you will see I have explained qalqala, falaq, and khalaq. When I'm saying these, you can see that qaf is heavy as well as it's having kalkala. So the kalkala is much more prominent. And if you want the one line comparison, here I have written that inside the word, kalkala will be weak if it's in between somewhere. But if you're stopping at it and it's like in the sukoon state or having a sukoon sign on it in the sakin state, then your kalkala will be strong. But if you are stopping and it's having shadda as well, then it will be the strongest kalkala. Now, so let me explain again. Qaf is heavy because it's from the musta'aliya letters, the heavy letters, or full mouth letters. So you will say qul, huwallahu, huwallahu. You will stretch the lam because of the vertical fatha. Okay, and you will make lam heavy as well because there is a fatha before it. So if there is a kasra, it will be light in the same like bismillah. But if there is a fatha, it will be heavy, or if there is a dhamma also, it will be heavy. Then the word ahad, ahad, dal is having qalqala. So in the next ayah, we have Allahu Samad. So let's see what are the tajweed rules here. So you have alif, which we call hamza when it's having fatha, kasra, dhamma. It's connected with this lam of the word Allah. As it's having fatha, so this lam will be heavy. Okay, so we will make the lam quite heavy. Allah. And we will stretch it because it's having a vertical fatha. And we know that the vertical harkat, vertical fatha, vertical kasra, vertical dhamma, which you also call the khadi harkat in Urdu, like khada zabar, khadi zer, ulta pesh. If you have these harkas, vertical fatha, vertical kasra, and inverted dhamma, you will stretch up to one alif. Okay, because these are your long vowels. Your fatha, kasra, dhamma, or zabar zer pesh are your short vowels. Okay, and these are your long vowels. So you will say Allah, Allah, and then ha is connected with a sod. Ha is from the lower part of your throat. It's from halkia letters, throat letters, but it's from the lower part of the throat. So you will say Allah, hus, Allah, hus, ha is from the lower throat, and sod is heavy here because it's from the musta'aliya letters. So out of 29 Arabic alphabets, we have 7 letters which are heavy at any cost, under any condition. No matter they're containing fatha, kasra, dhamma, their sift, their characteristics, their quality is that we read them heavy, full mouth. And what does full mouth mean? Your mouth is heavy and you're trying to speak. Or sometimes when we're eating, our mouth is so full and we're trying to speak. So same goes to this. So it's a general example I'm giving you, that how to recite or how to read, mustaliya letters. You have to make them heavy, full mouth. So Sod is from the mustaliya letters. So here red color is showing you that this is from mustaliya letters and you have to make it heavy. Allahus, Allahus Samad. So Mim is simple, Dal is again, we are giving it sukoon because we are pausing. So it will be bouncing. It will be having a qalqala in it. Allahus Samad. Allahus Samad. Okay. Everything is clear so far, I hope. If you have any question, you can ask me before I move to ayah number 3 of Surah Al-Ikhlas. Okay. So in ayah number 3, we have first word lam. Lam. Okay, lam is having fatha, mim is sakin, lam. Then we have ya with the fatha and lam, dal kasra, lid. Lid, lam yalid. Here again we will make it bounce. Okay, because again dal is from the qalqala letters, it's having sukoon. Now here, because it's coming at the end of the word, it's not in between somewhere, so qalqala will be strong. Lam yalid, lid, lam yalid. Walam, again same waw, lam and mim, waw having fatha, lam, mim, fatha, lam, walam. You, it's not you, it's you. Why? Because you have waw with the sukoon. So your waw is silent here, or waw is sakina. And before waw sakina, if you see dama or pesh, you make the waw stretch up to one alif, because here waw is madda. Madda letters are the letters we read by stretching them up to one alif. Okay, so we have alif, waw, and ya. They are madda when you have fatha before alif, dama before waw sakina, same like here, or if you have kasra before ya sakina, like in the word rahim. Okay, so we will say walam you lad, lad. Okay, dal again is from the qalqala letters, so here will be strong qalqala. Lam yalid walam yulad. Lam yalid walam yulad. Then we have walam. Okay, same word is repeating, wa, lam, yakullahu. So here is one of very important rules, and same mistake people are doing when they say ashhadu an la. It's without tajweed. When you say ashhadu Allah, it's the correct tajweed pronunciation. So here let's see what are the ruling. These are the mistakes which are the lahne khafi, the hidden mistakes that don't change the meaning of Quranic words, but it destroyed the beauty of the recitation. And these are the makruh. These are not haram to make, same like the lahne jali, where the mistake can change the meaning of Quranic words, but it's still better to avoid. So let's learn what's the rule here. So if you see the orange color here is indicating that this is idgham without gunna. Okay, Now let's see what is idgham. So the literal meaning of the word idgham is to merge, to join, to blend. Okay, and we have idgham here. I will show you the slide also, inshallah, to make it more clear. I've written idgham, meaning merging or joining. So the literal meaning of the word idgham is to merge or blend. And if you see after noon sakin or tanween, yani means noon having sukun, or if you have two fatha, two kasra, two dhamma. And after that, if you see that any of Yarmalun letters are there. What are the Yarmalun letters? Ya, Ra, Mim, Lam, Waw, and Noon. If you see any of these 6 letters after Noon Sakin or Tanween, so what you will do, you will merge. Okay, but this merging is again having 2 types. One type is where you do the ghunna, nasalization, like taking that noon or tanween sound into the nose. And one merging is without ghunna. Okay, where you just merge it, blend it, but you don't do the nasalization. So if the noon sakin or tanween is followed by ya, mim, waw, and noon, like if you see after noon sakin or tanween any of these 4, so you will merge, you will blend, as well as you will do nasalization. I will show you how to do that. For example, if you say Kul a'udhu bi rabbin bin nas. So this bin, this humming or buzzing sound is because of this idgham. Ma'al ghunna, like means idgham with a ghunna. And if the noon sakin or tanween is followed by lam or ra, which we are just discussing, then you will do the merging, but you will not do the ghunna. Okay, for example, here if you see ya is having fatha, now kaf, noon, dama, kun. So after noon sakin there is a letter lam. After noon sakin we have lam, and we said lam is from the Yarmalun letters. So here we will merge. We will merge the kaf with the lam, and we will hide this noon entirely. Yakullahu. We will not take this noon sound into the nose. If there is any other letter, for example, meme, we will say yakum. Okay, we will merge and we will stretch the sound. Or if there was another noon, we will say yakun. But here after noon sakin you have lam, so you will just merge the sounds and you will not make the noon sound ghunna, or you will not take it into the nose. You will say yakullahu, yakullahu, simple, no stretching, no ghunna. Okay, so remember this, here is the merging without ghunna. So you will say yakulla, yakullahu, yakullahu. Ha is having the inverted dhamma or ulta pesh. So these are your long vowels where you stretch up to 1 alif, the time you take to say alif 1 time. So you will say yakullahu, yakullahu. So I hope this is clear. What is idgham without ghunna? And if you want to see what is idgham with ghunna, you can check previous last session, which was on Surah Falak. In that session, I have explained it in very detail. Then you have the word kufu one. Kufu one. It's simple. Ahad. Ha from the middle of the throat, and dal is having qalqala. But why I haven't highlighted it in the purple color? Because dal is having the bouncing, as well as it's from the no, sorry, it's not having, I think I've forgotten. So I haven't highlighted it because here, maybe I have skipped it. Dal is having the bouncing here, okay, because it's from the musta'ali letters. So all the ayahs are ending with the dal, and all dal, we know that dal is from the qalqala letter. So in all these dals, we will do the qalqala. So the last ayah will be walam yakullahu kufuwan ahad. Okay, so here we have completed our second part of our session, in which we said we will be doing the breakdown of Tajweed. So first was recitation, second Tajweed breakdown. Now we are moving toward our third part, which is spelling word by word, and the spelling will be according to Fatha Kasra Dhamma, or these rules like to Fatha to Kasra to Dhamma or vertical harkat. And if you wish, I can do in the other way also, which is the Zabar Zer Pesh form. So let's start. Before that, let's recite it one time. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. صدق الله العظيم. Now let's do the spellings. Qaf lam dama qul, ha dama hu, qul hu. Waw lam fatha wal, lam vertical fatha la, huwallah. Ha dama hu, qul huwallahu. Hamza fatha a, ha fatha ha, and dal sakin ahad. قل هو الله أحد. Hamza lam fatha al, lam vertical fatha la, Allah. Ha swadama hus, swad fatha sa, hussa. Mim fatha ma and dal sakin. Allahus samad. Lam mim fatha lam, ya fatha la. Lam ya. Sorry, lam mim fatha lam, ya fatha ya, ya. Lam ya. Lam dal kasra lid, lam yalid. Waw fatha wa, lam mim fatha lam, walam ya dama yu, ya waw dama yu, walam yu. Lam dal fatha lad, walam yulad, walam yulad. Waw fatha fa, lam mim fatha lam, walam ya fatha ya, walam ya. Kaf lam dama kul, lam fatha la, kulla, walam ya kulla. Ha vertical dama, sorry, inverted dama. Walam yakul lahu, walam yakul lahu. Kaf dama ku, fa dama fu, kufu waw to fatha one, kufu one. Hamza fatha a, ha fatha ha, aha, and dal is sakin, so ahad. Here one thing I would like to mention, waw is having two fatha and after that you see alif. So with the fatha, tanween of fatha, mostly you will see alif or ya extra. So when you're doing spellings, never mention it. Okay, so this is extra, kufu one. It's like English silent where you just exclude the letter. So exclude it in recitation as well as in the spellings. So this was the end of our third part also, in which we have done the spellings. Now is our last and final stage in which we will do the final recitation and common mistakes. So first mistake people make in qul, they don't say it qul, they say kul. So when you say the word kul, you don't make the qaf heavy. The meaning will change from say he Allah is the one to eat he Allah is the one. So try avoiding this mistake. Now second is they don't make the heavy letters heavy. For example, sword is heavy, they make it light. Okay, and then the qalqala you have to focus on while I'm reciting. You can recite after me and you can observe closely how I'm reading. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Sorry. Allahus samad. Lam yalid walam yulad. ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Okay, let's do one more time. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. So, قُل is qaf is heavy, أحد dal is from the qalqala, Allah lam is heavy, صمد swad heavy, dal having qalqala, lam yalid dal is qalqala, walam yulad, okay, waw madda, and then dal is having qalqala, walam yakullahu kullahu, never read it, walam yakun lahu. So what's the correct pronunciation? Walam yakullahu, drop this nun, walam yakullahu kufuwan ahad. Ha from the middle of the throat, and dal is again the qalqala letter, so ahad. So in order to pronounce the ha correctly, one tip is here that you have to open your mouth wide and you have to exhale the air out. Ha, ha, ha. This is the correct pronunciation. So it needs to be coming out from your middle of the throat. Okay? Or sometimes when we are so much running out of the breath, so we breathe heavy like this sound is there. This is coming from your throat. Same is the pronunciation of the ha, is from the middle of the throat. Or if you eat something spicy and your mouth is burning, so how you make the sound is from the throat. Same ha is from the middle of the throat. So our throat is divided into three parts on the basis of pronunciation of the letters. So we have lower part of the throat, middle part of the throat, and upper part of the throat. So from each part of the throat, two letters are pronounced. For example, in this picture, I will explain. This is the lower part, middle, and then you have upper part of the throat. So here, because this picture specifically I have taken to explain Lahwiya letters, but if you like, I will inshallah mention in the next class. I will bring some visual cues like this, in which I will explain Halkia letters in detail. And if you want, you can check my video on the Halkia letters where I've explained everything in much detail. So throat is divided into three parts, and from each part of the throat, two letters are pronounced. From the lower part of the throat, we have Hamza and Ha. From the middle part of the throat, we have Ain and Ha. Ain and Ha. Ain is a bit squeezing sound, and Ha is like exhaling the air out with a hissing sound. Ha. Okay. Ghain and Ha are from the top of the throat, top of your halak or top of the throat, and both are mustalia letters also. So when you say ghain, kha, so try making them heavy. Ghain, kha, with a certain irritation they are pronounced. Okay, for example, the word ikhlas, ikhlas, Surah Al-Ikhlas, swad is also heavy. So these are the throat letters. Then I've explained idgham without gunna. We don't have ikhfa in this surah. Musta'aliya letters, I've explained, these are the heavy letters, and qalqala letters are your bouncing letters, okay, where the sound echoes. If you have any question, you can ask. If not, then we will move toward the final recitation of our today's session, and after that, inshallah, we will end the session. I hope everything is clear so far. So let's do the final recitation. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Sadaqallahul Azim. Alhamdulillah. This completes our session on Surah Ikhlas today. I would like you to practice slowly and carefully. If you have to watch it again and try repeating it. and inshallah it will improve naturally your tajweed and your pronunciation. And I will be inshallah meeting you again on Sunday. And if you have any questions anytime, you're welcome. If you have any suggestions, your suggestions are welcome. How can we improve our sessions, inshallah? And anything else you would like to learn, you are always welcome. And inshallah I will try to implement that, inshallah. So I will see you in the next live session on Sunday again. Every other day I'm conducting these sessions, and my mission or my aim is to start with the short surahs and then inshallah slowly switch to the longer surahs, but the surahs which we daily recite, like Surah Waqia, Mulk, Surah Rahman, and the other surahs. And then we will start from the Surah Fatiha, Surah Baqarah again in the detail as well, inshallah ta'ala. So keep practicing. Have a good day. Take care, all of you. Inshallah, see you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.